What up? What up? What up? What up? What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another edition of the Bad Podcast. Brad and Dawain. We are live in all the places. We're everywhere right now, live. So if you see us, we want you to chime in, man. Let us know you're watching. Super excited about this episode. B, what we talking about today, brother?
Man, I got so excited. I dropped my phone. I got ants in my pants over here. Man, we got to be on our A game today because we are on all the platforms.
Yeah.
Today, we're going to talk about starting. And I got a quote that a good friend of mine sent me. Greatness may be achieved at the finish line, but it begins at the start line. Let's go.
Let's get it.
Hey, good job, guys. Good job. Mental battles. Mental battles.
Hey, man. Each man for life, baby. What it look like, what it be like, what it do. Man, what an entrance right there. I tell you.
Phones down everywhere, man. Everybody's excited today on a Monday.
All the blooper bleepers.
All of them, man. Man, we're super excited to have you guys back to another edition of the Bad Podcast, Brad and Dawain. And you see, we got a special guest. We're not going to belabor the point. We're not going to take all y'all precious time, man. We're going to jump right into this, Brad. And like I always do, brother, I'm going to pass it to you, my friend.
Yeah, thanks, Dawain. So we have a special guest today. Cousin, brother, boss, friend. Jeffrey, take it away. Introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you.
What's going on? I am a seasoned backup dancer for multiple personal trainers and the podcast guru, Dawain himself. I am the backup dancer. Now, I'm the CEO and founder of E2M Fitness. I'm the guy that started E2M. I was blessed to get the help of many talented people like these two handsome men on the screen. And I also have a run group called Eager to Run that Brad runs. We have podcasts that Dawain runs. And I have a premium program. So anything fitness, food, E2M Kitchen, cookbooks, I'm trying to be the fitness guy.
You are indeed the fitness guy. So Jeff, today we're going to talk about getting yourself to the start line. You know, whether it's a race, whether it's a fitness program, maybe it's a business that you're looking to start. Maybe it's that woman or man of your dreams that you're just trying to go and talk to. How did you get started with E2M? How did you get to that start line first and foremost and get this thing off the ground?
Yeah, man. I mean, that is a common question for a lot of people because, you know, they wait until they have the perfect environment or the perfect situation to start. Once I have enough money, or once I have the right body, or once I have the right car, or once I have the right house, once I have this prerequisite thing, then I'll be ready to start. And while you're working on all those prerequisites, guess what? Someone else is starting. They're doing it. And so a lot of times you have to believe in yourself and you have to do it when nobody else around you believes you could do it, when nobody around you is encouraging you, when you're the only one that's cheering for yourself. So the way I got this all started, I was in grad school. I decided to go and get my personal trainer certification. So I was a new trainer. Before E2M even started, I have a story about starting as a trainer. So before we get to 200,000 clients, it all goes back to a start point. So I got certified, and I thought, my initial thought was that, hey, I'm a friendly guy. I'm gonna get a whole lot of clients. They're gonna run. They're gonna flock to me to get personal training because they've asked me for workouts all the time. So now that I'm official, they will rush and get these services I'm trying to provide. That is far from the truth. So the reality is sometimes your friends and family, they know you as a person, they know your mistakes, they know things you failed at, and they see you as little brother. They see you as the guy who was a lieutenant in the Army. They see you as the past self. They don't see you as the matured, hardworking person that is now trying to chase dreams. So when you come out with your new business or your new certification or whatever, you're still a new person to them that they don't trust yet.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got my certification, nobody came to train. I had 0 clients, zero. So I decided I needed some experience. I was living in Louisville, Kentucky, downtown Louisville. Shout out to the Louisville, Kentucky YMCA and my man Norm. So I was working out in the Louisville YMCA. I would go in there every day. You know, I was focused. I knew I would be leaving my position where I was in the military, going to take a command. So I knew I was going to take a command. So I wanted to make sure that I was in the best shape that I could be, that I was ready to go take and lead soldiers. So I worked out a whole lot. I was always in the gym. And through being in the gym, I made a bunch of friends. And I actually made friends with the director of the YMCA there in downtown Louisville. So I got certified. I didn't get any clients, and I figured I needed to get some experience. So I kept begging Norm, the director, to give me a class.
Shout out to Norm.
Shout out to Norm.
But I was so passionate about wanting to get started because I tried to get started on my own. It didn't work out, but I didn't give up. But I wanted to start. So I was like, I need a class. I need some experience. So I literally begged Norm for months, man. I was like, Norm, I'll do it for free. Whatever you got, I'll take it. I'll teach any class you got. I'll do it for free. And he was like, hey, I appreciate you, brother. As soon as I get something, I'll give it to you. And you know, seeing all the online gurus and all that, like you can't take no for an answer. So I was probably the most annoying guy Norm ever met in his life because I asked Norm for a position every single day. So fast forward, somebody moved or somebody left and a class became open. Norm gave me the shot. And once I got the shot, I knew that I had to give it my 100% effort. I couldn't walk into a start feeling like, oh, I'm nervous. I might not be good. Might not work out. I came into that start knowing this could be my only shot.
Yeah. Man, I just watched a documentary on Ric Flair, and he talked about the exact same thing. When he got in the ring, he thought to himself, I got one shot at this thing, you know? So he went out there, and he wasn't the Ric Flair that we know. Woo! He wasn't that guy. But he went out there and he did his thing, and he built an empire through who he was, man. But man, so this is really exciting because you talk about persistence, right? And when when you talk about business, when you talk about fitness, when you talk about any valuable area of life, it's about persistence, man.
Yep.
If today wasn't the day, you got to come back and be persistent again tomorrow. And you're the trailblazer essentially for virtual fitness programs, like.
Yeah.
In 2018, when you came to me and my family and said, hey, I got this fitness thing online, it's like, I got a gym. Like, what do I need this for? But we talk accountability, man.
Mm-hmm.
People don't understand the community aspect of what E2M is. The community component of E2M is the glue. It's that concrete. It's everything that molds us together. Because if I don't feel like doing a workout, I get on Facebook, and fortunately and unfortunately, the first post I see is Dawain showing off his abs. I'm like, all right, I got to get after it. I got to get on it. But man, that's that accountability.
Those are our abs.
those are our abs. But man, a trailblazer in the fitness industry because you established that virtual program, and you talk about things aligning, the stars aligning. It's never the right time, but it's always the right time. Today is the day to take action. Now, this will drop week 2. Yes. This will drop week 2. All right. Week 1, everybody's excited. It's brand new. It's fresh out of the box.
Yep.
Week 2, that excitement starts to dissipate a little bit. It starts 100%. To lose its luster. How do I come back in week 2? How do I attach myself to something positive and make week 2 just as good, or if not better, than week 1? How do I do that?
Man, I will tell you, and this is something that I don't talk about often, but as a business owner doing what I do on online fitness, there is a golden window. That golden window is when I feel moved to do something. I feel moved to make a change. I have to have the thing you want me to do, the thing you want me to buy, the thing you want me to participate in. It has to be ready right then. Because if I miss that golden window of when I'm actually motivated enough to do it, If I miss that window, that's when the excuses come in, and that's when I'll do it later. That's when I'll think about it. That's when those doubts and reservations come in. So what I tell people is, whatever reason that you had at that golden hour, the golden moment when you saw E2M, or a friend told you about E2M, or you saw one of our ads, and you envisioned yourself having that body you always dreamed of. You envision yourself taking all those medications on that bathroom counter and pushing them into the trash. I once saw a video of somebody doing that, and it was probably one of, people have asked me some of my favorite moments of being a coach. It was seeing somebody take a whole bunch of medications they were taking and put them in trash. Yeah. Like their doctor said, you no longer need cholesterol meds. You no longer need blood pressure meds. You have fought back and you've won your health back. So I would tell anybody, and this goes beyond week 2. I have to tell myself this 6 years in, because my goal of what I want to do with health and fitness goes beyond 200,000. I have bigger dreams, but I'm not going to get there if I forget what I'm shooting for. I'm not going to get there if I don't remember how passionate I was when I had 10 clients. Because I got to be as passionate as I was when I had 10 clients if I want to have 10 million clients. So the thing about it is, in that second week, you have to have somewhere written down. I tell people, if you got a bathroom mirror, go to Walmart, go on Amazon, buy you some window writing markers, and put down whatever that thing is. If you want to get, there's no wrong answer. If you want to get your body right for summer, that's fine. If you want to be healthy for your kids, that's fine. If you want to get off cholesterol meds, that's fine. If you want to stay cancer free and your body be strong enough to fight off cancer, that's fine. There's no wrong answer. But whatever that answer is, you have to put it somewhere where it's a constant reminder to you, because you have a dueling battle every day between life and your goals. Mm-hmm. Which one's going to win each day? Is it going to be your goals? It's going to be life, because they're both fighting. It's a constant fight. Complacency, laziness, ego, all those things are constantly fighting you every day, when your goals will require you to shed that ego, to shed that laziness, to shed the complacency. Mm-hmm. So you have to look at whatever your goals are as many times as you need to make sure you stay focused on them.
Mm-hmm. I like what you said about the physical ink on mirror, or the physical ink on paper. There's something when you take physical ink to paper, ink to mirror. Don't do the Sharpie boy, get the Expo marker, but put that, physically do it. Too many people put it in their computer, put it in their cell phone. Well, it's lost. It's long gone if you do that. But if you physically take that washable marker, you put it on the mirror, boom, you establish that. And every single day you have, I call it the burn. I call it that burn, because it's a burning desire of why you showed up, why you signed up for that fitness program. It's that inner motive, the why. Everybody calls it the why. Your why. Why are you here? Do you want to be cancer free? Do you want to get off the pills? Are you doing this for your kids? Are you doing this for your future? Why are you here? And you have to attach yourself to that and hold on to that through week 2, 3, 4, 6 years in, like you're saying. There's days that Dawain doesn't want to get up at 3:30 in the morning. I bet, but he's got that burn. There's days I don't want to run. Plenty of them. But I'm attached because I have a goal. I'm driven to achieve whatever I said I was going to achieve. That thing is on my mirror in my bathroom wall, and I see it every single day. It's 13.1 Charlotte, 13.1 Tech, wherever I'm going next. That's where it is. But I physically see it every single day. I know Dwayne's trying to kick me off the mic.
No, I'm not trying to kick you off. I'm just speaking up for us technology folks that we can put it in our notes and it still have the same effect. Like, I just want to speak up. I understand the pen to paper. I do.
Yeah. But hey guys, I want to drop something, because
do it.
I talk about kind of some of the same things on a lot of podcasts. I'm gonna talk about something different. I'm gonna share some personal accounts for people out there, because you can see me on podcasts other places. Everybody has things that happen to them in life, or happens to them in life, and they have to refocus. So something hit me just now. I want to share this on this podcast, so it's important. I had a loss in my life. I lost my mother. And so when I lost my mother, I had to do a lot of soul searching. That's a big thing for, baby boy, you know what I'm saying? And so I had to really work on refocusing myself on my faith, man. And so there's certain things we don't normally touch on these podcasts, but somebody needs to hear this. And so the same way I had to refocus on reconnecting with my higher power to make sure that I stay connected, because when you lose your mom, man, that's a devastating thing. And so the same thing goes when you lose your health. All right. The same thing happens when you lose your health. You got to get reconnected, man. You got to do those things, those habits, you got to get up. You got to get up and you got to focus on that health. You got to focus on fighting back. If you have those things that challenge you in life, because like I said, I have to get up now, man. Before I would get up and get going, now I got to spend some time with my faith. I got to spend some time getting reconnected, because that was a hard blow to me, And so the same thing applies when you lose your health. You got to set that time aside to take care of your health, and you got to see the importance of it, because if you don't, people always talk about what it takes to be healthy, what it takes to do the program, all the things you have to give up. I got to give up cakes, pies, and cookies. I got to give up being lazy. I got to give up laying on my couch watching Love is Blind. I got to give it up. But I want you always to think, the same way I don't want to lose my faith because of hurt and pain in my life. You don't want to lose your health because of all those things that come along with it. You don't want to be on all those medications. You don't want to be laying up in a hospital bed when you can't be out with your family and friends. You don't want to be immobile where you can't go run around. You can't go for a walk. You can't go for a hike. It's Black Friday sales and you can't even walk around the mall because you can't get around. Those are the times when you see the so what. There is not a no punishment due. There's a bill to pay. There's a bill to pay when you don't take care of your health. And that bill will come due at the worst time possible. You want to retire, you want to be around for your family more. You work that 9 to 5 for 25 years. My mom worked in a factory for 30 plus years, and she did not get to enjoy much of her retirement. So you work that hard, you get to retirement, and then your health fails you. So you didn't get to enjoy those golden years. You didn't get to enjoy that 401k you worked so hard for. Yeah, you can leave it to your kids, but your kids want you more than they want that 401k money. All right, there ain't an amount of money on this earth that I would trade for my mom, and that's facts. So your kids want you around. They don't want that 401k. They don't want that house you're gonna leave them. They don't care about your car. They care about having mama and daddy there when it's graduation time. They care about having mama and daddy there when they're having their milestone events in life. They're having their own children. They're getting their new job. They're coming out of law school, med school. They want to have mama and daddy there. So I'm sorry I'm rambling on, guys.
No,
but it's important that people take away some of these points from this podcast, because if you see the reality of what this is that we're trying to do, we're just trying to get you healthy, man. We're just trying to talk about health and wellness and taking care of your body. We're not just trying to sell you something, man. My dad had 2 major strokes. He's unable to get around like he used to. My dad was literally the picturesque man. He worked on cars. He worked on houses. He was an electrician. He was a big and strong guy. Did all those things, man. But once he had those 2 strokes, now he can barely get around. Yeah. So you don't want to rob your family and rob yourself of health that you can do something about.
I think it was Led Zeppelin that said, ramble on. And people need to hear this, man. People need to hear this, because I hear over and over and over, well, I had to make a sacrifice today and I had to go for a walk. I had to make a sacrifice today and I had to meal prep. Man, you don't get a return on a sacrifice, but what you get a return on is an investment. This is what we do. You meal prep, that's an investment, because you're going to get something in return. You go for a 45-minute walk, you're going to get a return from that. And I get so frustrated hearing, well, I had to sacrifice today. That was a selfish sacrifice. Man, that's not a selfish. That's a selfless investment. Because like you said, Jeff, you're not there for your kids when you're 45, 55, 65 years old. That's the selfish thing. You put junk, you put chemicals, you put garbage into your body. That's selfish. I'm sorry, man. I'm getting amped up now, because you talk about it, man. You talk about, we grew up in a generation where TV dinners, junk food, the fast food era. Like we grew up in that. So that's the norm, right? And you're feeding your body all this garbage. And then we wonder, why do I feel like this? Why do I have pain in my joints? Why am I experiencing headaches? Why can't I sleep at night? My go-to is cheese and pepperoni pizza. I got some kind of gluten intolerance. I got a lactate intolerance. I can't sleep if I'm eating pizza. So what do I value? I value my sleep. I don't get a lot of it. So I value it. I don't eat cheese and pepperoni pizza. What do you value? That's what it boils down to. Do you value your health? Do you value your fitness? Do you value your family? Do you value how you feel at night? How you feel in the morning? Like, are you achy and pains? What are you putting in your body? And are you ready for the fight? You talked about it, man. The fight's coming. The fight's coming. Are you ready? Are you prepared for that fight? But that's all good. So ramble on a little bit more.
No, Brad. I kind of want to run back on something. We had a little campaign that we did back in October. Breast Cancer Awareness Month, where the campaign was "Stay ready for a fight." And I think a lot of people. My mom passed away of lung cancer, and I think a lot of people don't understand that when you're not doing something, you are doing something. And what I mean by that is, like, there's so many environmental things that can hit your body, cancer, type 2 diabetes. There's different things that can hit your body when you're unhealthy. And if you're healthy, the healthier you are, you can fight those things off. If you have a genetic predisposition for high blood pressure, high cholesterol, if you're fighting back, you're trying to be healthy, you are fighting back on those things. But I want to make sure I make something clear here. A lot of people are all or nothing. Like, I got to be extreme, man. I got to be extreme. You're saying I can't have no fried chicken. You're saying I can't have no sweets. You're saying I can't have no nothing. It's either all or nothing. You will never find a podcast or article where I say that, because that's not true. I am not the enemy of good food. I like good food. Good food is delicious. I am not the enemy of good food. But I am a person that understands that moderation is key. If you do anything in excess, it's going to have some effects on your life. And so if you have bad foods in excess, you don't have balance, where you have more healthy foods than unhealthy foods, you're not going to be healthy. And that doesn't matter whether you're taking a weight loss drug, whether you have weight loss surgery. It doesn't matter. If you live an unhealthy life by eating an unhealthy diet, you will not be healthy. You can be skinny and unhealthy. People get that wrong. You can be skinny and unhealthy. You can be a little bit solid and very healthy. I can show you an NFL lineman that is mega healthy. I can show you a runway model that's mega unhealthy. I can show you both. I can show you rail thin. I can show you big boy. And those levels of health doesn't equate to the size of their bodies. So the important thing is like, you have to put good fuel in your body if you want your body to take care of you. I kind of joke about this one, and not to drag out the podcast too long, but if I was to tell you, you only get one car for the rest of your life, whatever car you have right now, that's the only car you get. You don't get no new car. You don't get a new edition. You don't get a new model. That one car you have now is the only car you have for your whole adult life. And if you lose that car, you will have to walk and catch rides for the rest of your life. How well would you take care of that car? Would you make sure the oil changes are done? Would you check the service schedule? Would you make sure nobody comes in there and just trashes your car? Would you make sure you keep it clean? Would you change the tires? Would you take better care of it, knowing that once you lost it, it's gone? Would you make sure nobody hits you on the highway? Be extra careful how you're driving. Would you take extra precautions of that car if you knew if you lost it, you'd have no more? The same exact analogy applies to this car, this vessel, this body we get. We only get one. And how you take care of it depends on how long it lasts.
Yes, sir. So listen, I want to jump in real quick. Brad got hyped, took the mic. Coach rambling hardcore. I would get this in real quick now. I remember a conversation we had, Jeff, and I'm pretty sure you remember it. I had, did my first 8 weeks, and my second round, actually, that's when I caught COVID. And, I've had about 4 or 5 friends actually pass from COVID because, they were overweight or obese. And the conversation we had was, if I would have got COVID before E2M, like it might have been a different outcome because I was ready for the fight, man. I had lost the weight, the body fat percentage was down, and is everything. And like you said, I know, we really don't touch on certain things, but the eternal is the eternal. You get your matters right for that. But like you said, this one body that we have, being able to put it in a place where when something comes, because something's going to come. Like that's the world we live in. Something's going to come. There's going to be some kind of an ailment or sickness. I even remember, you went through it a couple of times, the vid, and because you're healthy, because you're in a good place, you were able to fight it off. Same way with me, and everybody. Yep, come on with it. I listen, y'all. This is just a glimpse inside of E2M meeting. We start talking, Jeff get ideas, and then boom, E2M kitchen, then boom, E2M premium, then boom,
It's
whatever.
all good. I blame Dawain for all the good ideas. But hey, listen. I want you guys to realize that a lot of people, they are concerned and they worry about pandemics and things of that nature. But even during the pandemic, when a lot of people were dying of COVID, I want to remind you that heart disease was still the #1 killer of Americans. Even when on your TV screen was nothing about COVID and nothing but COVID and COVID deaths and that kind of stuff. Heart disease, heart attacks, and strokes was still the #1 killer of Americans, even during that time. Even during that time. And so I just want you guys to know that I find it a little bit ironic that if I tell you this pandemic could kill you, people put on masks. Follow me now, because I ain't judging. I'm just keeping it real.
Yep.
People put on masks. Their hands sanitized so much their hands are raw. Walk around with ashy hands all day because they're washing their hands all day. They staying back, people social distancing. They're making sure every doorknob is sprayed with Lysol. Don't come at me unless you got clean hands on, a glove, a mask. But when I tell you that's not even the biggest risk of killing you, are you taking the same precautions for heart disease? Are you taking the same precautions for heart disease as you took for COVID? Because you were worried about COVID killing you next week, but you don't know how healthy your heart is right now. So if anything you take from this podcast, I'm going to give you a homework assignment, something to take away. Because sometimes when that imminent threat is there, you take things more serious. Go get your heart checked. Go get the carotid artery scan. Go get your scans done. Go get your stress test done. Get your heart checked out, because you might find out your heart is healthy. And if you find out your heart is healthy, that's not a means to take a break, to lay back in the chair, to relax. That's to give thanks. Like, woo, I really beat my body up and I have a chance to take care of it. That's a second chance. All right. It's not a, well, back to the cakes, pies, and cookies, baby. Barbecue. Doesn't mean that. It means that you get a second chance to take care of that thing. Now, if you do find out you have some plaque forming in your heart, some stuff going on, you can work on that. You don't have to throw in the towel. You can work on that. But sometimes knowing that you can't keep playing around is enough to get people to get their act together.
So true, man. So true. So, Brad, anything you want to say, man, before we get into this last segment, man? Or should I go to the segment, then come back to you?
Let's go segment first, man.
All right, let's go. All right, so every week we have a segment for our guests. And ironically, this came from our guests. So here's the segment. This is the Do You Know or Did You Know moment. So think of something that you hadn't said on any other podcast that people might not know about Jeffrey. I'm going to give a play this short video. And when we come back, be ready with a Do You Know or Did You Know moment. I will warn you, the video is short.
Do you know?
All right, so the Do You Know or Did You Know moment came from Jeff. We got it from the Shrek movie, when the gingerbread man said that little part. So what is a Do You Know or Did You Know moment for you, Jeff?
I don't think many people know this, and I don't talk about it that often, and especially because I'm always wearing mismatched clothing. I don't look very stylish very often, but I actually used to own a suit business. That was one of my first trials at entrepreneurship. And so me and my church pastor, we had this great idea that we were going to be Mr. J.C. Penney's and Mr. Belk's ourselves, right? We're going to come out with these suits and we're going to sell these suits and we're going to make good money and we're going to give people the top quality and that kind of stuff. So we got a business name. If you know, it's almost like those Facebook statuses when you look back on them from years ago. You're like, I can't believe I said that. So the name of the business was Esquire Fashions. Esquire Fashions. And so you know where we came with that name from, I don't even remember. But we thought it was the bomb back then, baby. And so I got my first. The reason why I bring that up is because a lot of people don't take into account their failures. They only talk about their success, like what things they won on. I could sit here and talk about things I did a great job at and had mega success, but I wouldn't be able to do all the things that I was successful for if I quit when I first failed. All right, and I failed many times, and so. Michael Jordan, you know, I'll paraphrase his quote, but he was like, I've lost many times. And that's why I win. Because he didn't stop when he lost. He didn't quit. Because you're not going to always get your health and fitness stuff right the first time. You're not going to always be able to put down the cakes, pies, and cookies. You're not always going to be able to get up early in the morning. It's not going to always be a win for you. But if you don't quit, that is how you become a success. So that story of me and my pastor having those suits, I look back on some of those old photos, man, I thought I was about to be big. But we sold 0 suits. Hey, listen, I bought more inventory for myself to advertise than we sold. And so, you know, but it's good to talk about that though, because people get on podcasts, they don't talk about how many times they fail. And so if you're an entrepreneur watching this, you may have a big dream and it may not work out for you. Because I'll give you a secret, right? This is the closing comment time frame.
There you go.
Do you know that I didn't think E2M was going to be my big thing? I didn't. I didn't. I thought that I had so many other things that I thought was going to be my big thing. At the time that I got E2M going, I was also a side hustling real estate agent. So I was hustling real estate on the side. And I was like watching $1 Million Real Estate Agent on HGTV or whatever that channel was. And I was like, man, I got these dudes. I already had the suits. I already had the suits. I had to put them to use. So I already had the suits. So I was like, I got the suits. I can come in looking smooth. I went and took I was deployed for a whole year. I took a lot of my deployment money, bought me a nice ride. So I was like, I got this nice car. I got these suits. I'm going to make money, baby. I'm going to make money. Real estate is mega competitive. There is more real estate agents than you ever imagined. There's a ton. There's a bunch. And there's not as many houses as real estate agents. So that was not as successful. I made money, but that was not as successful as I thought it was going to be. So I thought, okay, that's my big ticket item. Then I thought that, okay, I can do the personal training thing as a hobby. You know, I make a couple dollars, no problem. I wanted to write a relationship book. That's what I thought was going to be my thing. Like that relationship book was going to make me a best-selling author. I was going to be sitting on couches. Yeah. So this is how you commute. I thought I was going to be the guru. I was going to be, what's the guy? Steve Harvey. It was going to be Steve Harvey. Think like a man. I was going to be on the couch, talk about my book. But at the same time, I was working on E2M, and E2M took off. So make sure you keep your eyes on what you are doing well at, not just what you want to do well at. A lot of people don't have a good grasp on their own personal strengths and weaknesses. You may think that you have a dream to be something, but it may not be aligned right with your skills and attributes. You may not be the best guy for that. Today, my brother Dawain posted his abs. My stomach is flat. My stomach ain't looking like his stomach. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. My skills and attributes, I like how I look. I'm healthy. All my labs look good. Everything is good on me. So I told Dawain, those are our abs. You got to know your skills and attributes. You got to know what you're best at. I have been skinny my whole life. I don't do well when I feel too skinny. I feel self-conscious. I'm the exact opposite. When people are overweight, they feel self-conscious. When I am underweight, I feel, because I'm a 6'2" guy, I'm a 6'3", I feel real thin. I feel like Wimby when I'm skinny. So it messes with my head when I am too skinny. So it's not aligned with my skills and attributes. So again, you got to know what best lines up with what you're good at and what you're talented in.
I love it. So that is the Brad, and so be on the lookout for E2M Suits and the E2M Relationship book coming soon. Till next time, God bless. We out.
Yeah.